Just the other day, I was talking to my boys and we were talking about creating. I always tell my kids we have to be creators in this life. And if we're not creating, then we're not living. But in speaking with them, I realized that society has really gone down the wrong path when it comes to creating. What if we no longer know how to create ourselves? What if everything that people are doing now when they're creating is a replica of other creations? This became more apparent as I spoke to my boys that our generations are learning how to be copycats. And that bothered me a little bit. So I had to really take time to figure this stuff out. Now, I'm not saying that taking bits and pieces from your favorites is the wrong thing to do, because of course, everybody learns from everybody. But I think the biggest thing is we need to all get back in tune with ourselves. Creation is when you're creating from within. We all draw energy from each other. I get it. But we have to get in tune with our spirits. We have to get in tune with ourselves. The only way you can truly create and manifest into the physical a reflection of yourself is if you can hear yourself. We are in a society now where we're so engaged in following, which is probably one of the reasons why some of the biggest companies out there is social media, because it is based strategically and strictly off of following. And once you become to be set in a mindset of following, in everything you do, you begin to only look for others for guidance, look for others for information. But the key to everything is you don't need any guidance or information when it comes to yourself. Not from others, because the information and the guidance is always with you. We spend so much time feeling lonely. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. How are you lonely? Why are you lonely? We want to speak to everybody else, and we put time aside to make time for others. When is the last time that you made time for yourself? And I'm not talking about going outside, getting a good jog in, going outside, riding your bicycle, maybe playing a little ball by yourself. That is technically not putting time aside to get to know yourself. When you're jogging, you're not actually spending time with yourself, you're actually jogging. When you're riding a bike, you're not spending time with yourself, you're actually riding a bike. See, we spend all this time getting to know others, but when are you going to spend time to get to know yourself? If you don't know yourself, you can't be a creator, because you're not going to be creating something that's from within you, because you don't know you. We have to take time to get to know ourselves, our inner spirit, get connected to our higher self, so all stays one. We all have to be one with our higher selves. How do we do this? Of course, meditation is the best way to dive deep into your spirit. But at the end of the day, it can be simple things like just talking to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. You can call it crazy. I talk to myself. Sometimes I might even answer myself. I talk to myself out loud. I talk to myself in my head. But you know what? I hear everything that I need to hear. I get results. I get responses. I get understanding. And this last year in my life has been the biggest liberating year of my life. I've began to understand myself and who I am more than any of the other 30 years that I've been on this earth. I took time to get to know who I am, who I was, and who I'm going to continue to be. And I make time for myself now because I'm important to me. And the thing about us in this society now is that when you don't put time aside for yourself, when you don't spend time with yourself, you lose sight of who you are. And I think that's a lot to do with why people in this world are so confused, so depressed, so lonely, because they don't know who they are. They've lost understanding of thyself. How do you have a purpose? You have to deep dive into your spirit every now and again. What do I like? What do I enjoy? What do I dislike? Where are we at in this life right now? Are you happy with it? Does it make you feel good? How do you feel? How do you feel about your situation right now? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How soon do you want to get there? How can you get there? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself all the time, because times change, things change, and you change. But in order to become the creator that you were meant to be, you have to have some answers. I had a particular guy that messaged me, and he said to me, Nour, I don't know if I was born to do this. I don't know if I was born to be a creator. I don't really know what to create. I'm not really good at anything. And that really hit me, because I believe that all of us are born to create. And I don't know what it would feel like if I felt that way. So I made sure to convey to him that everything that you create is not always physical. It doesn't always have to be put in a physical form. We were born to create. This is what we do. When you spend time with your loved ones, when you spend time with your family, you're creating memories. You're creating other people's perceptions, their reality. When you create, when you procreate, you're creating life. What are you good at? What do you like to do? You're not good at nothing? What do you like to do? You like puzzles? Create one. You like board games? Create one. You like sports? You can create some moves, I guess. A new crossover. Or create your own sport. Every time we write, you're creating. Every time you think of a new idea, you're creating. One thing we have to be conscious of is that when we're conscious of our conscious, we're creating. Because when you're thinking about what you're doing before you do it, you're creating your reality as you go. Most of us now in this society just run on autopilot. You ever been driving on your way to work, and then once you get there, you can't figure out how the hell you got there? Because you're on autopilot. You don't really think about nothing. That ain't creating. But when you're conscious, what turn I make, when I stop, when I go, you're creating the reality as you go on. You're creating how fast you get there, and also you're creating which way you choose to get there. We're all born to be creators. So Nour Nation, I say to you, create. Be free. Create what you want to create. Be who you want to be. This life doesn't have to be hard. Everything might not come easy. That's fine. But we enjoy the journey. And the way we react to anything that's not easy, that's our creation as well. Enjoy life. Continue to manifest your thoughts into this physical plane. Continue to manifest these realities for others around you. Do what you want to do. And understand that we manifest our own reality. We control our own destiny. And we're masters of our own fate. We're masterminds.